We have the New York Giants taking on the Steelers. This is your Week 8 2024 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe if you're new. Also hit the like button. Let's start off with the home team, the Steelers. They went out there and they completely dominated the New York Jets in the second half. They won this game 37-15, and they did not allow any points in the second half. And this game against the New York Giants, you have to get the run game going early in this game. Najee Harris is on fire right now. In back-to-back weeks, he's had over 100 yards rushing. And he had a very good game against the Raiders. He had a strong outing last week against the New York Jets as well. On the day, he averaged 5 yards to carry for 102 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. And Russell Wilson was back in action. It was his first game back since Christmas Eve of last year. And he started off very rough, but he evened things out as the game progressed. 16 of 29, 264 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown as well. It was a QB sneak in the red zone area. Against this Giants team, get that run game going with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren also had 44 rushing yards as well. Cordell Patterson is questionable to play in this game, but I don't even think that you need him in this game. Go out there, run the football down the New York Giants' throat. This matchup does bother me because Zach Frazier is out for this game as well. He missed last week dealing with an ankle injury. And early on, the Steelers offensive line, they had a lot of problems going out there and blocking Quentin Williams, but they settled down in the second half. You want to start off on fire in this game. You don't want to look past this New York Giants team and just say, hey, we're heading to our bye week. Let's not worry about it. Don't let this be a trap game. Go out there, use those running backs, and then you can work off of play action. Arthur Smith loves to use play action bootlegs to Big Pat at the tight end position, who had a strong outing last week as well. He had 2 catches and 51 receiving yards and had a one-hand grab down the field towards the seams. You also look at Calvin Austin III, 1 catch, 36 receiving yards on the day. We all know that George Pickens is the number 1 guy. 111 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. They're going to get him the football, but don't force him the football. Other guys in this game have to step up. Van Jefferson, yes, he had a receiving touchdown last week. Calvin Austin III rebounded in the best way possible when he had a major drop in the first quarter. But you want to go out there and have those guys step up. The passing defense with the New York Giants is very good, but if you can work off of play action, they can give up a lot of deep shots down the field. But go out there, start off with the run game, take care of Russell Wilson, and I'm talking about this offensive line in the interior. No James Daniels. He got injured against the Indianapolis Colts. Tears his Achilles. He's out for the rest of the season. No Zach Frazier there either, but Mason McCormick has fit very nicely in the interior of this offensive line. Just pay attention to the matchup with Broderick Jones and Brian Burns, and also the interior of the offensive line when they go against a guy like Dexter Lawrence as well. But the Steelers, they have a great shot to go out there and put up enough points to win this football game, but they have to start off fast, get the run game going, and work into play action. When I look at the defense of the Steelers, this is the perfect game for them to go out there and play press man coverage and to really get after the quarterback. Last week, Aaron Rodgers was getting rid of the football at a quick rate. I can see Daniel Jones trying to do the same thing in this game where Brian Dable going out there and calling plays. The problem is this with the New York Giants. They allowed 7 sacks last week to Daniel Jones and 1 sack to Drew Lock last week. That's 8 sacks on the day. And they're going against Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, and Cameron Hayward. Those guys have to go out there and dictate this game. And also pay attention to Keanu Benton as well. Maybe they don't have to go out there and get a lot of sack production, but put the pressure on Daniel Jones. Make him be the reason that they will go out there and win this football game. Don't let Malik Neighbors beat you constantly over the top. You can play that press man coverage because in short yardage situations, you can have guys blanket on top of the wide receiver. And we started to see the Steelers do that last week. They did play some off coverage, but in the fourth quarter, they started playing more man coverage. And Benny Bishop had 2 interceptions. And 1 interception that got the Steelers right there on the 1-yard line. I don't expect for him to go out there and have a 2-interception game, but pay attention to him in this game. He's going to be a special player in that secondary to look out for, especially with the game that he had last week. Mika Fitzpatrick, I expect for him to go out there and have a huge game, and the same with Joey Porter Jr. as well, who did a very good job against Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. But do not let Malik Neighbors beat you over the top, and the same with Darius Slade. Make Daniel Jones have to make decisions with the football very quickly, and it comes down to the pass rush of TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. TJ Watt last week was very quiet, but just the week before, he had 2 forced fumbles. We know that he is still one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, and he's going to get to the quarterback. And with the injuries to the offensive line with the New York Giants. Expect for the Steelers defense to go out there and try to put a hurting on Daniel Jones. Also pay attention to Peyton Wilson and Orlando Roberts as well in the linebacking spots. Now let's talk about the New York Giants. Last week, it was a tough week for the Giants. They got to see Saquon Barkley come back home, and they allowed a lot of rushing yards to Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley came to the house at 176 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. And Daniel Jones was 14 of 21. You can say he was very efficient. 99 passing yards, 0 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, got sacked 7 times. Get rid of the football as quick as possible in this game. Do not let TJ Watt, do not let Cameron Hayward and Alex Highsmith go out there and dictate this game. And they have to win in the trenches. Now, what sucks for the New York Giants, Andrew Thomas is out for the rest of the season. That's their best offensive lineman. Now you have to pick and choose. Do you want to chip block TJ Watt or do you want to chip block Alex Highsmith? Go out there and just get rid of the football as quick as possible. They have a very good running back, in my opinion, and Tyrone Tracy Jr. Last week, he only had 6 carries for 23 rushing yards. If they're struggling to get the run game going, get him the football. He's a former wide receiver. Get him the football behind the line of scrimmage and target Patrick Queen in coverage. Right now, Patrick Queen is struggling for the Steelers. And you look at a guy like Malik Neighbors, get him going on some crossing patterns. The same with Wan'Dale Robinson as well. But it comes down to Daniel Jones. Can he see the field better? It was so many times last week to where Malik Neighbors was wide open, and the same with Wan'Dale Robinson, but Daniel Jones cannot see him. And I will also suggest this as well. Get Daniel Jones moving on the run with his athleticism. Try to get him outside the pocket if you can. Try to get the football away from the side of the field with TJ Watt, because if you don't, he will wreck this game. But they have to chip block him and also slide the protection towards Alex Highsmith towards his side as well. In the interior of the offensive line, I think that they will do a solid job against Cameron Hayward, but we will see. But they have to get rid of the football quickly in this game and force the Steelers to make tackles in space. That's what you have to do, especially against a guy like Malik Neighbors and your running back in Tyrone Tracy Jr. When I look at the defense for the Giants, this defense has to go out there, stop the run, put pressure on Russell Wilson. The defense last week, they did have a tough assignment in terms of going out there and stopping the run game with Saquon Barkley. But Najee Harris, he's a very good running back in his own right. But you have Dexter Lawrence. You also have Brian Burns as well. Kayvon Thibodeau is out for this game. He's going to be out for the next couple weeks. He's dealing with a wrist injury. He had wrist surgery a couple weeks ago. I think that the secondary with the New York Giants is a top secondary in the NFL. They played very well. They can play that press man coverage if you want to, but at the same time, Russell Wilson has one of the best deep balls in the NFL. You have to put a lot of pressure on Russell Wilson and take away George Pickens as much as possible in this game. Make other receivers go out there and beat you with Van Jefferson and also with Calvin Austin III as well. Make those other guys step up. And you also have Big Pat at the tight end position. I think that they have the linebackers in space that can go out there and they can cover him and they can do a solid job on him as well. But it's going to come down to the New York Giants taking care of the football, not taking too many deep shots down the field, and getting rid of the football as quick as possible in this game to get away from that pass rush of TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. Drew Lock came in last week. He was 3 for 8. He got sacked 1 time and got pressured a lot on those 8 attempts. That is what bothers me in this matchup. Back to the Steelers. In the past, you worry about trap games with Coach Tomlin. Will they play down the competition? Well, I believe they got their trap games out the way. They had a tough loss against the Dallas Cowboys. They had a tough loss against the Indianapolis Colts. With that being said, I'm picking the Steelers to win this game, and it's going to be ugly for the New York Giants. They went out there and they only scored 3 points last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe that they will score 10 points in this game, but I have the Steelers winning this game 30-10. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have winning this game, the New York Giants or the Steelers? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless. Peace.